Oh, righto you lot. This has got a very, very overdue video now. I've been asked countless times now about this compressor. What's it like? We're about 4 or 5 years on now, approximately, from when I originally got it. And I did a review, I did an unboxing, and I did a review on it as well. And I thought that was a very positive couple of videos because it's a cracking little compressor. Really is a nice little compressor. Some people took it a bit negatively, which I wasn't intending, because it was a positive experience. But people are asking me, what's it like now? They want to know, people want to know, can it be used for tie fitting? Can it be used for spray booths? Can it be used for sandblasting? Can it be used for all kinds of different things? And I've replied to the comments, but I thought, let's, some people have said, can I do the actual video of it, talk about it? So this is where we are now. And to be honest, this is on every single day. I have this on every day. When I come in here, the first thing I do when I come in here is switch on the compressor, so that I've got air whenever I need it. And the last thing I do when I leave is just get this gun. I don't bother messing around. I drain the water out every now and again. I get this gun, it's got a bit of a leak, and I hold it shut with a cable tie to let all the air out of an evening. It's just part of the maintenance as far as I'm concerned. But it's on all the time. It's in everyday use. And I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a very nice compressor. One of the things that I originally complained about, well, it wasn't a complaint. I was saying that there wasn't enough pressure so you got your nut gun. And I was saying that it didn't have enough guts to actually undo any wheel nuts, which it doesn't. But that's because of the air hose. But we all know that anyway. All I was trying to say in my review was that they sell this compressor with this air hose and this nut gun. So as the combination of which it's sold together, it's not any good for wheel nuts if they're done up particularly tight. And if you do them up with this, you can still get the bloody Ryobi one, or even just do it with the socket and get them a lot tighter. If you use thicker airline, which I have got behind the camera, which is what I use with this now, it's perfectly fine. It's just the fact that the airline's too thin, it doesn't get enough air through it in order to work properly. But it wasn't a complaint in my review video. It was just pointing out the fact, because I didn't want anybody to go and buy it and be disappointed, because they may market it as being okay as that kit, but it's not always the case. I was just trying to give everybody a heads up for my experience. As far as the compressor goes, I've used it with this little grinder sander thing many times, and it supplies more than enough air. It's a nice compressor. It doesn't have any issues supplying the air. I've also got a drill, an SGS drill, which is also very nice, and it works well. I've used this for obviously drilling holes, but as well I use this. I put on the end a little socket and start up engines with it. Lawnmowers, motorbikes, put it on the flywheel, away it goes. You ain't got to worry about burning out the motor on an electric drill with that, because it's air. So if it's too difficult for it to turn over, nothing's going to burn out, because the air won't have enough pressure to turn around the little air motor. It's like a little fan that it just spins around. The air goes through it and spins the drill around. It just won't work. It won't burn nothing out. So it's easy. It's better to use an air drill for starting up engines. So that's what I use that for, as well as drilling holes. And the compressor itself handles everything perfectly. Now, I did mention that it was noisy, but to be honest, I can understand from watching the videos that I made, from watching them back, I can see why people comment what they commented about. What did you expect? It's a direct drive. You know, and things like that. If you want a quieter one, get a belt drive. I wasn't complaining that it's noisy. I've got to get this right. I wasn't complaining that it's noisy, and I wasn't expecting it to be noisy. All I was saying in that videos was that it's noisier than I expected for the quality of which it's supposed to be. Because at the time, I was under the impression that SGS Engineering was a completely British English company, and everything was made in England. And I was expecting proper top quality stuff. I really was, at the low price, which, as we all know, isn't going to happen now. But I expected that, and I was wrong to expect that. So I was thinking a direct drive, brilliant, it's probably going to be really, really good quality, better than all the Chinese made stuff, and it's going to be nice and quiet, given the fact, you know, that it's supposed to be really good quality. So the noise of it did surprise me somewhat, and I think, to be honest, I think SGS, they didn't really like that, because they said to me, oh, we've got a new belt drive one coming out, we'd like you to test it. So I said, brilliant. They want a review for me, so I said, brilliant. And I tried, then we arranged up about getting it all sent to me and everything, and then it all went quiet, and then they stopped. There was nothing else said about it. I asked about it, and they weren't really interested anymore. So I don't think that they liked the fact that I was saying about the quality issues, because as far as I can understand, I've asked SGS themselves, and they don't actually make that. These are Chinese made. The same for their streamers as well. I do believe all the streamers, the compressors, they're all Chinese made. So they're made in China, shipped back to England to their, they're up north somewhere. Shipped into there, and then I think they may do some finishing touches and pack them up, but that's it. Then yeah, so it's not the English stuff that I was expecting. But now that I know that it's Chinese made, it's fine. I'm allowing for that that poor quality now, to be honest with you, because it's Chinese. So what do you expect? You don't expect a lot from Chinese made stuff, especially in the sector of air compressors. You know, if it's like an Apple iPhone, which is also made in China, but you expect good quality. And the same for Samsung, made in China, but you expect good quality from those, don't you? When it comes to air compressors, if you hear that it's made in China, you don't expect good quality. So I was a bit hard on them in the videos because I thought that they were made in England, but they're not. So made in China, don't expect good quality. Simple as that. But it is alright. It is alright. It's held up well, not had any issues with it. It keeps pumping air, keeps filling up that receiver tank. There's no issues with it. I had an issue with it originally about it was getting too hot, getting very hot, and then you know, it was sometimes it cut off the thermal cut off with the thermal cut off. But now that I know that it's Chinese, that's alright. I'll accept that. We can accept that kind of thing from something like that. So yeah, man, can you use it if you're a tyre fitter? I wouldn't say you couldn't. You could use it if you wanted to. It'd probably be alright. It'd just keep pumping air all day long. You know, just keep going. Could you use it if you had a spray booth or a sandblaster? If it's a small one, small sandblasting unit, you know, well, like that sort of big, and you put your hand, yeah, that'll be alright. It'll be on all the time, but it'll be alright. If you're a big mainstream company, then no, you're going to want a bigger compressor. Simple as that. Yeah, man, I'd say this worth getting one. If you want a cheap, and you don't mind the fact that it's Chinese made, and you want a cheap compressor, or cheapish compressor, go for it. I would really recommend that you go for it, because you ain't going to get much better really for Chinese made. You really ain't. That's pretty much it, really. It's just, that is what it is. It's a compressor, which we know now is not the English, not the British that we thought it was. Put in the comments, you lot, have you got one? What do you think about it? Is it what you thought it was? Was you expecting it to be like it is? The actual brand SGS, I don't mind. I was hard on them because I was under the impression, as I've already said this, I was hard on them in the strimmer review, I was hard on them in the compressor review, I was hard on them in the other strimmer review, because I was under the impression that it was all British made and it was a British company. That's why I was being so hard on them, because I couldn't believe the quality given the fact that it was meant to be made in Britain. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is not good. But now I know and I understand that it's all Chinese made. You can allow a certain tolerance for the poor qualities, you know, so we're set straight now, you know, so I'm not going to be so hard on them anymore. Also, all the people that keep commenting to me about the strimmers, they can't get them to start, they can't get, most of the time that's user error. That's the people not understanding how to start an engine, let alone a Chinese strimmer. They just don't understand engines themselves. So I've not had any problems with my SGS strimmers, the same as the compressor. I've not had any problems with either of them. So I think it's all good, my friends, it's all good. Go and get yourself an SGS compressor. I don't know if they still make this particular one. They probably all do belt ones now or something. I haven't looked in quite some time. But yeah man, go for it. I recommend it. I'll see you on the next one, you lot. Thanks for watching.